From LA Late News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LA Late.
It's a major morning as the announcement of the COLA raise is released. You saw it on that Shorts broadcast, our first Shorts on this channel. The largest lift of your benefits in 40 years announced this morning, October 13th, 2022. We'll go the latest breaking news about this massive lift of your benefits, the largest of nearly 2 generations, 40 years. It happened just minutes ago. The breaking news, also as that CPI for the month of September is released. You got it right as well. That CPI went higher in the month of September, fueled by higher gas prices, and also, guess what you've been saying? Soda's way up. Soda's way up, you got that right. The price of food went really much higher than expected. Meantime, we'll jump into the other data across the board. Yesterday, the producer price index went higher than expected. You got that as well, right? We'll have the latest details on that front. Meantime, some corporate earnings coming in. The Bank of London's getting a reprise, at least England's getting a reprise, as they may pivot on their Fed policies that may help that economy. It could help us as well. Plus, massive stimulus. In this today's recording from the shores of Santa Monica, California, we got the huge FSCs, federal stimulus checks, nearly $300,000 of them for you, nearly 300 checks. They're coming up in the big second half. Stay with me as we go over those incredible checks in the big second half. Then inflation relief stimulus checks, great checks. They're coming up in the second half. ISC, and yes, lifetime stimulus checks. It's happening. It's a reality. All your dreams have come true. The massive lift of your benefits, and we'll go over that massive lift, the largest of a generation, 2 generations, 40 years, and why it's going to go up next year and the year after that as well. It's a big broadcast. As the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. Everything we had hoped for is coming true and more. We got everything ready for you, except the bacon. Except the bacon. And it's a great show. It's a great broadcast. Big money at issue. Your new stimulus, your lifetime stimulus, everything you need to know on a morning show from the shores of Santa Monica, California. It all starts right here, right now, for October 13th, 2022, from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Good morning. And good morning, everybody. Everything we had hoped for is happening, and it's a great day. I'm excited you're here on a big morning's broadcast from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Benefits are going up, the largest in 40 years. Can you imagine? The massive raise of your benefits happened minutes ago. We'll have the latest details on that, but the week is far from over. We also had that producer price index released yesterday. The CPI also released this morning. We have the bond yields surging higher. And of course, we have that earnings recession news coming in with corporate earnings, but some actually beating. It's a big, bold, beautiful broadcast. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited we are all on point today. And good morning. The breaking news starting the big day for October 13th is that your benefits are going up an enormous amount. The largest lift in 40 years. Who? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. Number 2, it's not the only lift because Jay Powell has made very clear that there'll be inflation around next year and the year after that. So you'll get a lift the year after the next 2 years as well. Meantime, I'm going to recap. The issue of the medical bills no longer an issue because the legislation passed by Congress a few months ago. That's not going to eat away at all at your lift of your benefits. All that breaking news starts right here with that COLA raise. 8.7. 8.7, the highest lift in 40 years. This comes after the lift last year, 5.9% for the year 2022. Next year will be 8.7%. And you're going to get a letter about this in just a few weeks from now in September. This is all you, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. Number 2, The lift of your benefits will start on January 1. Now, I had some viewers last year who said they saw for veterans assistance that they got the checks in December. So that's interesting across the board. And Medicare will not be eating away at this at all anymore because the Medicare Part B premiums and taxes have been reduced by that legislation. Medicare Part B will be reduced dramatically next year down to $164.90 from $170.10. It's a $5 decrease. The reaction to the news is all celebratory today. Mary Johnson, Social Security and Medicare Policy Analysis, says this means that beneficiaries will be able to keep pretty much all of their COLA increase. Thank you, Mary, for that incredible, great comment. Is that exciting? Is that incredible, great? That is exciting. That is all because of Congress. Dan Adcock, Director of Government Relations at Social Security, said the following just minutes ago to the great news. The COLAs are really about people treading water, and they're trying to get more inflationary protection so that they can maintain their standard of living. Absolutely. This number comes on the heels of the CPI released as well for the month of September. We've been discussing this a lot over the last few months, and you got it 100% correct, Purple Power. Absolutely wonderful, great job by you. I'm so proud of how smart you've gotten by watching this channel. You had said the CPI for the month of September would go higher. It did. It went up 0.4% compared to the prior month. Wall Street was looking for a 0.3% increase. And the year to date, on a 12-month basis, year to date, it went up 8.2%. And this is still one of the highest levels since the 1980s. Why was this number higher? The core CPI, which excludes food and energy, is up 0.6%, higher than the expectation of 0.4%. It's up 6.6% year to date. When you remove, when you consider gasoline, which is down 2.1% in just 1 month, energy prices were down 2.1% in 1 month. Gasoline prices had also gone different directions. Shelter costs rose another 1%. We saw this the prior month. Transportation services rose 2%. Okay, now this is a surprise. We've never talked about transportation services on the channel. Transportation services went up 2% in 1 month. And then medical costs, again, another 1%. Those were the 3 warm months. Remember, we always talk about the warm months, the medical, the rent, and the salaries. They didn't move. They went up exactly as expected. There you go. Very exciting, great news. Equally exciting, great news is the great federal stimulus checks, FSCs. I got monstrous stimulus checks for you today in this recording state, the big second half. These are from the federal government. They are FSCs, federal stimulus checks, passed by Congress, passed by the President of the United States. For you, it's from the federal government. Has nothing to do with your states. Federal government sends it out, runs the application, puts a stamp on the envelope, and waves it goodbye as it goes out in the mailbox. Let's go over those incredible FSCs right now to understand where they came from and how viewers have been getting so much money from these over the last few months. The first 3 checks were passed by the President of the United States by executive action in the month of March. Check A, B, and C, as I call them on this channel. $100,000 of FSCs, check A, B, and C. Passed by the President of the United States in the month of March. Viewers have been cleaning up all these incredible checks. In the case of check B, for example, some viewers are getting nearly $100,000 just from one category of checks. But we got more great news after that. Congress came around and passed other checks, E through K. And I'm going to go over those incredible FSC checks, which brought us to hundreds of checks thereafter. Then I found for you personally more FSC checks. L&M, N&O, P and Q, bringing us to hundreds of checks on the membership newsletter. Here it is, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the big second half, we're going to go over all this incredible stimulus and, of course, the massive raise of your benefits. But let's go right into that raise of the benefits right now, actually. So this is incredible news. LSC, lifetime stimulus checks. Why is it a lifetime? Once your benefits went up today, they never go down. So they're getting an 8.7% raise for 2023. They never go down. So let's say we have no inflation for the rest of the next 200 years. You're still going to get this 8.7% raise every year. But it gets better than that. Because J Powell's made it very clear, and of course you know this as well because you're very smart, you've been watching this channel, that there's going to be inflation next year. And there's going to be inflation the year after that. So you're going to get 2 more raises on top of that. Now, let me make something very clear. I think this is sort of obvious, but I want to make it very clear to you because this is even better news. You last year got a 5.9% raise for your benefits, 6%. This 8.7% is on top of the 5.9% raise from last year. So you got a raise last year. You're getting another raise on top of that raise right now. And then over the next 2 years, you're going to get a raise again and a raise again because there's going to still be inflation around. This is incredible, great news. So you got to remember, it's cumulative. It keeps on adding raises on top of the raises. Absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to all my wonderful viewers across the board. This is everything we had hoped for. And if you look back to SS200, if you look back to SS300, if you look back to January this year, remember when I said in January this year, I used to show you this graphic. And I said, I just hope they lock you into inflation before inflation goes down. Remember how I talked about that? It was around February, March, and April. I said, I hope they lock your benefits into inflation because it's the highest inflation of a generation. In February, March, I was worried inflation was going to go down, even though I was projecting it not to go down. And I said inflation was then 8%. I said, I hope they lock you into the 8% before inflation goes down. And here you go, 8.7%. As that CPI-W in the month of July, CPI is 8.7, and the month of August, 8.9, and that CPI-W for September, we don't have that just yet. I'll have that perhaps by tonight on evenings. Now, the other breaking news hitting left and right today, of course, is what's going on with this economy. What's going on with this economy is more earnings that continue to struggle left and right, but we did have some gleaming great news today. Walgreens beat on top and bottom. What is top? Revenue. What is bottom? Earnings. It beat on revenue, 80 cents versus an expectation of 77 cents, and they beat on net profits, 32 billion compared to 32.5 billion compared to 32 billion across the board. We're not there alone. Delta reported corporate earnings, and like the other airlines earlier this week, they were a beat as well. Will be a year of accelerating core growth and rapidly scaling our U.S. healthcare business, says Walgreens CEO in a comment minutes ago obtained by LA News. So they were helped by medical bills, which we just saw in that CPI-W, CPI data minutes ago. Over in England, there's reports that the British government may not be taxing, may not be rolling out those massive tax implications. And that's giving reprise and excitement to the British economy today, which is symbiotic to our economy. If they fall apart, we fall apart. That's great news across the board. Yesterday, the Producer Price Index, the PPI, was released, and what did it show? It showed an increase for the month of September, 0.4% compared to the expectation of 0.2%. This is how much the wholesaler pays for those goods. And yes, you got this right as well. On a 12-month basis, 8.5. 8.5. Excluding food, energy, and trade services, it went up 0.4 in just 1 month. Wow. 5.6% compared to year to date. And energy did rose 0.7, but look at food. What do you think the food rose at? Jump in the live chat. What do you think the food rose at? Is it a half a percentage point? Is it a percentage point? Is it 2%? Jump in the live chat. I'll go back to that in just a second. That was that PPI on yesterday. The news was followed by Loretta Mester, featured on this channel a lot. She's a great Fed governor out of Cleveland. She's the one who told you that we're going to have interest rate spikes for 2 more years. She said there's been no progress on inflation. Wow. I love her. Do you love her? I love her. She doesn't miss her words. She basically says exactly what I say, but even more bold. I have to be nice because I'm on camera. She says we haven't done anything. We haven't got inflation down at all. We've made no progress on inflation by raising interest rate spikes. That's why they're going to force so much check in every U.S. state. That's why I got to get it. Because she's making it very clear they're going to be raising these interest rates for a long time. All right, let's go back to what that price of food went up in that PPI yesterday. If you said that the price of food went up for the producer, not for the host, not for you, but for the producer, 1.2% in 1 month? You got it right. You got it right, absolutely. Now, there was a lot of other data that was coming in as well in just the last few minutes because there's a lot of a reaction to all this incredible news. One of the details that came in minutes ago was basically that this inflation has not gone away, that those interest rate spikes from the J. Powell and company are going to continue, and that the recession is certainly with us. And that is why you can't roll around and play games with the stimulus. You gotta get it right now. And I want to personally congratulate all the viewers who have done so well in recent days to this channel. And I want to welcome all the brand new members to this channel. What are you watching? You're watching LA Late, the #3 most watched financial news channel in America. Launched in spring of 2020, this channel's gotten viewers $50 million by focusing on details that you don't see anywhere in your local news. You're not going to see this in your local news, your print media, and giving you analysis, which I got to say, even I'm surprised, has been spot on correct all the time. I was forced to report that we would suffer recession, and I reported that in February this year. No one else was daring saying it at the time. Jamie Dimon this week talked about it, but earlier this year refused to even use the word starting with the letter R. Last year, in spring of 2021, I said the U.S. economy would suffer 8% inflation and was not going to go away. It's right today. You saw the data. 8+% inflation now in October after interest rate spikes has not done anything, as Loretta Mester, who's one of the people who passes interest rate spikes at the Fed Reserve, she's out of Cleveland. So this is exactly why you want to get these incredible stimulus checks. Let's go right into some of those stimulus right now. Again, I'm going to go over all the incredible checks in the big second half, but let's get some of the first checks right now. It's quick. It's important. You need to do it right now. Remember that chart, this one? Yeah. Financial cliff absolutely underway. The hurt is being felt, and you got to get it right now. Let's go into some of those incredible checks right now. We're going to start with check A, $6,500 to $12,000, a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. How do you get this incredible check A? That's Spelly got. Congratulations, Spelly. Step 1, go under this video, become a member. Become a member to LA1, LA2, or LA3. Yes, there's now 3 broadcasting channels in this broadcasting family. Number 2, subscribe to this channel. Number 3, go down the membership newsletter. There it is, delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via YouTube alerts. Do you find Check A? Click the link and go right in and apply. I actually send you the link to apply for Check A. It's not done there yet. You're going to go get Check B. Check B is an incredible $15,000 to $80,000. Now, I've had viewers for Check B who have gotten far in excess of that, over $100,000. And you deserve that as well. Here is an example. The wonderful Frank Mancuso joined this channel, which becoming a member just costs a few dollars. And in becoming a member in just a few days, what happened? For just a few dollars he spent, he got 18 months of his mortgage, 18 months of utilities, and 18 months of free internet. That's thousands, almost tens of thousands of dollars he got for just becoming a member for a few dollars. Why would you not become a member? Go into this video, become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Go down to where you see Check B in the newsletter, click the link, and go right and apply. You do it all in the membership newsletter. But we're not done there yet. You're going to go get Check C. Check C is absolutely incredible. Check C is for your rent, your utilities, your mortgage assistance, and also other items. How do you get it? Become a member. Go right on this under this video, join the channel. Get that membership newsletter. Go down to where you see Check C. It tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. Now, in the case of Check C, it's great. Because why? In the membership newsletter, Check C, I have 12 places for you to reach out to. 12. Check B, 80 plus checks, because it's 18 months of checks viewers are averaging on 5 checks a month. That's 80 checks. But Check C is even better. Viewers have 12 places to reach out to get 80 checks. So promise me this. 1, you'll stay in the big second half. Number 2, when you get Check C, or when you try to start getting Check C, make sure you reach out to all 12 places. You got 12 places to reach out to because you're going to have a no and you're also going to have a yes. So make sure you reach out to all 12 of those incredible check seat places to get those monster sums of money. And those are the very first 3 checks of 300 checks of FSCs in today's recording. In the big second half, we'll go over the continuation of those FSC checks. Then we're next off to ISC, inflation relief stimulus checks. Thereafter that, we have a lifetime stimulus checks. Back on to the breaking details of today, the raise of your benefits, and then how much they're likely to go up the year after that. It's all coming up in the big second half. Plus, we'll go over what to expect in this week as the bond market and the stock market really react to exactly what you and I knew was going to happen. More and higher inflation. We'll have all those incredible details on the big second half of the shores of Santa Monica, California. We're just getting started on a beautiful, gorgeous fall day from the shores of Santa Monica, California. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as Mornings LATE continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA LATE Daily for the excitement of the new LA LATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LATE at 9 a.m. Home LA LATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA LATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA LATE.
And the excitement continues in a big, bold, beautiful afternoon of morning of Mornings LATE for the shores of Santa Monica, California. Massive stimulus. In the first half of the recording, we went over the first 3 checks, A, B, and C. These are FSCs, federal stimulus checks. We're going to continue now with the second group of FSCs. These are from Congress. Congress came along and helped you, and they passed more stimulus thereafter. And those incredible checks are E through K. Massive stimulus, and I got more of them after K as well. Purple Power have been cleaning up all these incredible checks, and let's jump right into them right now. Check E is a whopping $7,500. Wow, I love that one. $7,500, yes, absolutely wonderful. F, $4,000. Then G, 30% off. H, $2,000. Wow. I, an incredible $8,000. Yes, $8,000. J, $8,000. And K, $14,000. Isn't that incredible? That is absolutely incredible. Then we have stimulus L, $100,000 an average of loan interest-free money. Then M, $4,000 in grant money. Then we go over to N, which is my favorite stimulus item. Free computer, free tablet, or free laptop, up to $100, and most tablets are less than $100, so this is absolutely incredible. Plus free internet. Isn't that great? I mean, imagine all the lobster festivals you can look up on your phone, on your tablet, your brand new tablet. Then we got to go over to stimulus O, which is 0 down payment, 0 closing costs, and no credit check, and no insurance required for the purchase of a brand new home. But if you have a home, then we have stimulus P, which is 3% down for a refi. Isn't that great? $8,000 of free closing costs. That is just incredible. The totality of those FSCs, A through Q, what do we know? Largest stimulus item of them, $100,000. Smallest, $8,000. Fastest routing time, 48 hours. Johnny getting $45,000 in 2 days, starting on Monday, getting $45,000 by Wednesday. By Friday, he continued. He got $80,000 by reaching out and getting 15 applications on file in 4 days, getting half of them approved. We got checks for a brand new refrigerator, a furnace, a washer dryer, home repairs, rent, utilities, stuff for the car, computer, tablet, internet. We got almost everything except discounts on a San Francisco hairstyle. No, you don't want that. We're going so good. There you go. Those are, my friends, your incredible FSCs. And as I find more FSCs for you, I'll be rolling them out as well. Here's an update sort of on FSCs. I had told you, I think 3 days ago, that the federal government was about to roll out a website for you to apply to get your federal student loans forgiven. The federal government has not rolled out that website yet, but what they recommend you to do is go to the Department of Education's website and sign up for alerts on there, which is totally free. So you get an alert when the newsletter, when their announcement comes out. They are going to have a link on their website, Department of Education, Federal Department of Education, for you to get that student loan debt forgiven. It's not live yet. So they thought they was going to have it live. It's not live yet. There you go. Let's go into some inflation relief stimulus checks. Incredible. Inflation relief stimulus checks, because you need it. Because why? We have more inflation this month than we even had last month. As Loretta Mester said, we haven't done anything with that. Those incredible inflation relief stimulus checks, ISC, where are they? They are in the membership newsletter. They're down in that membership newsletter. At Check D, you click the link, it opens up a brand new page. It gives you the state, then it gives you the amount, then it gives you a page, a link to a web page run by your state that tells you how it's coming out, when it's coming out, to track it, and everything you need to know. It is incredible. ISC's down at Check D like donut in the membership newsletter. And then lifetime stimulus checks. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. The breaking news, of course, you saw it on that shorts, our very first short, short singular, very first short this morning, not lobster short. And it had really nice views. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally had no idea what I was doing. Is that your benefits are going to go up 8.7. Your benefits are going up lifetime 8.7. And this is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits. Yes, it's about 9% more per year. This is automatic, direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. However you receive your benefits, you don't have to do anything for this. If you're on Social Security, this is great. What's an easy way to sort of run the numbers in your head? Here's a very easy way to run the numbers in your head. Because there's 12 months in a year, and because your benefits are going up 9%, 8.7%, that's like 9. 9 is very close to the number 12. You can basically say you're going to get an extra check per year, an extra month check, just a little bit less. Here's an example. Let's say your monthly checks are $1,000 a month. Then you're going to get an extra $1,000 check, but take a little bit off of it. So let's say about, $900. That's how you can just simply run the numbers in your mind. Again, you're going to basically get an extra check minus a little bit because your benefits are going up 8.7%. Now, that's for next year's part of that lifetime. It gets better than that, because the year after that, you're going to get another lift, and a year after that, another lift. Because as Laura Messer and Jay Powell and all the companies are saying, that's inflation is not going away, and we've done nothing with it. This, my friends, is really, really why it's so important to watch this channel. Let me go over where this economy is right now, where you and I had said it was going, and where it's heading next. I thought I had on camera my notes for the bond rates. Let me flip right to that again. I'm going off memory. The bond news today is that the bond rates went much, much higher as expected based upon that CPI-W. Remember, let's do the workup right now. If gasoline goes higher, then inflation goes higher. Okay, here's the question for you. If inflation goes higher, does the Federal Reserve raise rates or lower rates? If you said raise rates, you got it right, obviously. Inflation goes higher, the Federal Reserve battles it by raising interest rates. If the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, then how about other interest rates, like bond market rates? Do they go up? Yes, that's easy. As the Fed raises rates, the bond market goes up. And the 2-year note up a lot right today. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate up a lot. The 30-year mortgage rate up a lot today. I had seen a number of 7%, but I want to verify it again before I deliver it on camera. I'll have it by afternoons. I was shocked when I saw that number. And then as the bond market goes up, what happens to the stock market? The stock market goes down. And finally, as rates go higher, what happens to the housing market? Housing market collapses. Auto industry collapses because people buy cars on loans, homes on mortgages, and they cannot afford those items as it becomes too hard to carry the debt. All right, so let's now step back a notch. Earlier this year, actually, let's take it back to last year. Last year, I said the U.S. economy was going to have 8% inflation, not going to go away, and that raising interest rates at the Federal Reserve to battle supply chain disruption, which is getting the products from the farm to you, or getting the products from the factory to you, is not going to be solved by the Federal Reserve and Jay Powell. And that raising interest rates is not going to solve gasoline prices. Well, last week, OPEC Plus cut back gasoline production by 2 million barrels a day. So gasoline's going to go higher. And has supply chain disruption been fixed? No, it's just about as worse as it was. That's why when I'm in the live chat, I ask you, what's going on with the price of soda? Higher or lower, comma your state, right in the live chat right now. Soda, comma your state, up or down, comma your state. Viewers say soda, comma, way up, comma my state. That's why it's caused by supply chain disruption. So what's the problem that we have right now coming into Halloween? The problem coming into Halloween is we're worried we do not look like a congressional leader in a Halloween costume. No, we have a bigger problem than that. The bigger problem is that we have gotten nothing solved in this economy. And we've been doing this all, not me, they haven't gotten anything solved in this economy all year long, as Loretta Mester says. Have they solved inflation? No. Inflation's worse in the month of September than the month of August. And you predicted that correctly, as we discussed it in all the shows over last month. Has the recession gone away? No, recession's coming faster and harder at us. Are certain industries rebounding? No, more industries are going under. Auto starting to collapse slowly. Housing already collapsed. And then you'll see other industries slowly implode. What is my prediction after auto? Retail. Obviously, retail is going to fall apart. Obviously, that comes next. And then what happens after that? Other parts of the economy that are relatively decent at the moment will fall apart later in a recession. What falls apart later in recession? Jump in the live chat and write that word right now. It starts with the letter L. I think you know the answer. What falls apart later in recession as businesses make less money, have to cut costs, they lay off people. What falls apart later? Labor. Yes. And those unemployment numbers will fall apart. They haven't yet. And that is what's next on the horizon. Here's a fascinating anecdote. The anecdote is the following. Earlier this year, I told you, do not buy stuff. Do not buy a car. Do not buy a house. Do not run up debt. I told you to remove adjustable rate debt, get into fixed rate debt, increase all your stimulus savings right now, and make sure you have backups. So, for example, let's say you have a job. Make sure there's a backup job at another employer down the street in case your employer goes under. What happened today? One of the major analysts on TV, who was always talking about buy over the last few months, admitted this morning that he has almost everything in cash. He said, I got everything in cash. This is him. He said, I got everything in cash months ago. He said, I got everything in cash months ago. And I got everything into fixed rates months ago. So any debt he has is fixed. Any investments he got into cash. This is exactly what I was talking about. You got to prepare for this economy, because as the economy turns south, that's what happens. Finally, here is what I want to give you as the projection for this channel over the next 2 years. Over the next 2 years, the economy is going to be worse. The economy will be worse. I will still come on camera with a smile every day for you on a morning's broadcast, even as the economy becomes worse. But what's the difference is that that worst situation is being forewarned to me from me to you, and we're discussing it as early as this year, as early as this morning, right now, so that you prepare accordingly for it way far in advance. That is how certain people survive downward spirals of an economy. They know what's happening before it happens, and they make adjustments to their lifestyles ahead of the ball game. So don't be taking that expensive round the world trip for, thousands of dollars and then realize you don't have the money to pay for it. That's what we saw in the analysts' reports earlier this week that said Americans have run up debt and now they admit they don't even have the cash to pay for the debt. Don't do that. Number two, make sure you don't think that there's an end to the downward spiral. Don't be what you call it bottom feeding. Don't think, oh, this is the bottom. Let me buy. Let me outsmart other people. You're going to get nipped. You're going to get nipped because you're going to be bottom feeding and you're going to miss and think that's the bottom, and we're going to go lower than that level as well. Coming up next is 11 o'clock's noontime show. This will automatically take you there. And yes, it's holidays edition. Then we got 1 o'clock afternoons, 3 o'clock afternoons. Meantime, if you watched my Instagram feed live on Tuesday night, and I know it's a lot of fun with onion rings and more, I gave a little bit of an insight of what's coming to the set behind me in the next few weeks. Yes, I don't think in all the 2 years have I ever had orange flowers. I don't think I've ever had orange flowers. I will be having orange flowers. They're already off camera. They're ready to come on camera for the Halloween look, and will it look like yellow? Will it just look like yellow? And just say, is that orange? I like that. It just looks like yellow. Will it be any more festive or not? I don't know. I have orange of the plant right behind me. That's yellow. I know it's looking a little bit orangish this morning. And the orchid in the background over there, that is actually a light shade of yellow. But I think I have an orchid that is orangish, and I have this. Let me point that way. There we go. I have this, and I have these plants in orange. Just ironic. I looked at them. I said, do I want to do this? I'm not an orange person. But are you an orange person? We will see how it pans out. For the shores of Santa Monica, California, make sure you become a member. Get one of this video, become a member. We're going to go over more of these incredible sums of money in this recordings all throughout the day. Here, this comes success stories of viewers have gotten for rent. You want $30,000 for rent, become a member. You want these incredible sums of money for utilities, like Lynn Glenn getting 12 months of utilities these days ago. Go get some Chuck C. Snap, Mark's brother-in-law for 10 years, according to $250,000. Here's Nisi. She got rent and other items. She was at $23,000. Now she's at $50,000. Here's Mark. He's at $32,000. He went to $166,000 for this channel. Lorraine, she was at $105,000. Now she's at $155,000. You can do all this. Congratulations to all the incredible viewers who have done so well and continue to improve their understanding of where we're going. You should be so proud of you. Of more breaking news on what's going on this afternoon shows. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, we are just getting started on a beautiful day. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.